My name is Daryl Johnston. You may recognize me as a former professional football player and current professional football analyst. But I'm here today with the goal of raising awareness about a condition I myself knew little about before my diagnosis. My name is Daryl Johnston.
Moose Johnston pushing testosterone replacement.
Yeah, the ads seem to be everywhere. They're on the TV, on the radio. Dr. Eugis Grootmanis is an endocrinologist at UT Southwestern Medical Center, and he's joining us. These ads are everywhere, and they make huge promises. And a lot of debate about it, though. Two very respected doctors are actually calling the Low T campaign that we've been seeing a mass uncontrolled experiment, and that basically they're just trying to capitalize on some vague symptoms and people worrying and really wanting to feel better. What do you think about that?
I think, well, it's nothing wrong about wanting to feel better. I think, but what we do need to focus is that with testosterone, we don't have no long-term data on what the benefits are and what the risks are. For example, is it possible that testosterone causes more prostate cancer? We don't know. Is it possible that it causes more or less heart disease? We don't know. So longest study today for men is for 108 men for 3 years. Is that enough to be sure that long-term use it's safe?
You listen to radio, you watch television, and you're barraged with these ads. A lot of the delivery is systems, as you would call them in the medical profession, or gels. There are other ways of getting the testosterone replacement as well. What are those? Well,
a couple. There's a patch, there's a gel, and there's an injection. But I wanted to go back a little bit to this to make a reference for women. For women, for 40 years, we believe that estrogen replacement for postmenopausal women decreased heart disease risk, stroke, etc. It took 50,000 women studied for 5 years to say that it actually does not, and it actually does increase this risk. I'm not saying testosterone does, but we just don't know, and I would really men want to know that.
I hear some promises on these commercials. My belly fat's going to disappear. My sex life's going to be like I'm going to be 20 once again. And my cholesterol is going to go down. Any evidence for that?
So what evidence clearly shows that the total body mass does not change. Fat mass goes down a little bit, muscle mass goes up, sexual function does improve a little bit. Most improvement is in the first 3 to 6 months, and then it's flat. So it's some of those ads maybe, the ads just need to look at evidence.
How do you know if you should have your doctor look into this? How do you know if you might need treatment?
So if you look for 70-year-old men and older, about 30% of them will have low testosterone. For 50-year-old and older, about 10%, right? Only a third of them are symptomatic. So if you have real symptoms, feeling tired or don't have energy, I think it's reasonable to check a testosterone in the morning in a good, reliable lab and to find out why. That's very important, not just to say my age or my belly fat, but why my testosterone is low.
And yet it's a very wide range, because if you look on the blood test, they'll say the normal range is anywhere from 400 to 800. To me, that sounds like a pretty wide range. If you're anywhere in there, you're normal. But that's a huge range.
It's a very, very good question, and actually CDC in Atlanta is currently working on synchronizing the labs to making sure that when we get a testosterone level in one lab and then the second and the third, that actually numbers match and it's the same. For now, just like for cholesterol 40 years ago, different labs measured and came out with different reports.
Is it a risk you would take for yourself?
If I would have a real condition, and many conditions are real, let's say pituitary tumors causing low testosterone, I would take it. But men mainly need to inform that long-term risks are entirely unknown.
Right. So just because you're tired or feeling a little sluggish doesn't mean that you should just go and run out and take this low T stuff and slim up a little bit and make everything better. Okay. Not a quick fix.
We're all tired these days.
You bet. You bet.
Thanks, Doctor.
Thank you very much. We do have a link with more information on our website, myfoxdfw.com.